Prime Minister Putin did not look happy as President Dmitry Medvedev put a positive spin on voting that cost Russia's ruling party 1/4 of its seats in the Duma, or parliament. With barely half of Russians voting on Sunday for the ruling party, it was the biggest electoral setback since Mr. Putin emerged as Russia's strongman 11 years ago. 3 months from now, it will be Mr. Putin's turn to face voters as he runs for president. For the last decade, Mr. Putin has been more popular than his United Russia party. But independent pollster Lev Gudkov told VOA Monday,
It's not going to change the Duma, but morally speaking, Putin's regime took a big hit.
The ruling party won only 1/3 of votes in St. Petersburg, hometown for Russia's ruling duo. Spelling trouble with Russia's nationalists, the ruling party officially won more than 70% of votes in Muslim areas, but only 35% of votes in the nation's ethnic Russian heartland. In Moscow on Sunday night, 2 exit polls gave United Russia 27% of votes. Then on Monday morning, Moscow's official result was 46%. Opposition politician Vladimir Ryzhkov charges government workers padded the results of Moscow and other big cities.
The most catastrophic situation for them are Moscow, St. Petersburg, Yekaterinburg, so big cities, so-called millionniki, cities with million inhabitants. It's absolutely catastrophic for Putin's party. So real result is about 30-35%, no more. That means that 10-15% been falsified.
European observers say the voting was marred by ballot stuffing and the vote counting was marred by frequent procedural violations. Heidi Tagliavini, a Swiss diplomat, heads an observation team from the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe.
Our main concern is the lack of separation between the governing party and the state. This led to a narrow political competition with a number of political parties, where a number of political parties weren't even allowed to run in the elections.
On Monday, U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, on a visit to Germany, called for investigations of voter fraud in Russia.
The Russian people, like people everywhere, deserve the right to have their voices heard and their votes counted.
In Moscow, independent media websites recovered Monday from massive hacker attacks that knocked them out on voting day. Opposition lawyer Mark Fagan believes Russia's internet explosion is rapidly changing the nation's political landscape.
In the big cities, they don't like Putin. Why? Because now there's an alternative source of information. Now the number of internet users in Russia is growing rapidly.
Despite the fraud, Ryzhkov believes time is on the side of Russia's growing army of internet users.
Yesterday it was a historic day because this internet party won and TV party lost.
Russia recently overtook Germany to have Europe's largest number of internet users, 51 million people. Sunday may be the first time that Vladimir Putin felt their political power. James Brooke, VOA News, Moscow.